Hi Pisces, welcome to your July 2019 Love and General reading. I'm Gemstone Tarot. How are you today? Let's do it. I'm using the Morgan Greer for you Pisces because it's my Smells Like the 70s deck and because it's vintage, and Pisces are a vintage sign. Usually in terms of furnishings and clothing and stuff, Pisceans will wear stuff that is either has belonged to someone else. That would appeal to a Pisces because Pisces is feminine and collecting, male or female, feminine collecting sign. And the idea of something having history, you know, having a bit of human heat on it appeals to Pisces. So, I digress. These cards are 1970, I think, and they smell like the 70s. I use them on my daily a lot. Vintage Morgan Greer. So yeah, these are for us people. Whew, Pisces. What do we need to know? There will be an extended reading for this Pisces, and the link will be in the description box, along with any information that you want. Poof. And I'll stop saying oof at some point when I draw the cards in a minute. Valentine joins us. She is asleep. Are you asleep? Oh, she just got one little eye open there. Oof. Sorry, Pisces. It's really difficult. I don't know, those of you that are tarot readers, I always find it a little bit difficult to do your own sign. And I'm a triple Pisces, so it's really hard for me to wriggle out of the cards. Not that they're bad, but they are interesting. They are interesting, my lovely Pisceans. Okay. You know, at least it's not 2017. Let's just put it that way. I am not reading reversals. I do normally, but just for July, I decided not to from the outset. Because we have two eclipses, one on the 2nd of July and one on the 16th. And that's enough, and Mercury retrograde as well. That's enough to be doing with. So, right. Pisces, Pisces, Pisces. Itchy eye. Right. There's movement and there's change and there's things coming in and there's things going out. There's a lot happening. I've got 2 8s in the reading, and 8s in tarot are movement. Okay, that's my movement line. 8 of wands. 8 wands, zip over the card. Zip, like that. Off they go. It's about travel, maybe overseas for some people, but more kind of holistically, it's about movement in your life. Things are on the move. Things are on the move. Now, this is a weird one, but let's just hang it out to dry. Pisceans are we're a bit strange as folks sometimes, eccentric, aren't we? What I tend to find for Pisces is that when Mercury goes retrograde, suddenly the world seems to make sense. Okay, it goes retrograde on the 8th of July, but it's in the shadow period now, and I always look at it as it's just the whole of July, really. Pisces, of course, is a sign of 2 fish swimming in different directions, so we're quite used to things not really making sense. Things not being congruent. They're just one's going one way, one's going the other way. And the sort of quantum idea of contradiction is something we're very comfortable with, okay? So while the other signs may be, you know, flip-flopping a little bit with this Mercury retrograde energy, for us, I think everything's going to start making sense. I know. Now, in the middle of that, we've got eclipses in Cancer, which is a sister sign of ours, a water sign, and Capricorn. Cancer is first on the 2nd. That's I quite like the feel of that eclipse. And Capricorn is more of a sort of practical, making things happen eclipse. New moon eclipse on the 2nd, full moon eclipse on the 16th, I think. Right. If you want to know about the astrology, check out Gregory Scott, Sarah Verber, Barbara Goldsmith, or many others. Cafe astrology if you just want to read the transits in quite simple ways, which is what I do sometimes. Okay. There's a lot of wandy energy. There's a lot of fire. We've got the 3 of Wands, the 4 of Wands, the 5 of Wands, the 8 of Wands, and the 9 of Wands. And we're only, we're only watery fishes, but there's fire. Fire and water make steam. This is stuff happening. 3 of Wands, things taking shape, things growing. Potential. There's a lot of potential. Now, I would say that we move into Leo about the 23rd of July, which of course is the fixed fire energy. I feel like leading up to then, there is a huge build-up of potential. It could be, for some of us, it's to do with passion and love, a lot of us. But also for others, it's to do with passion and love for what we do for a living, how we earn money. And how Pisceans earn money is sometimes, again, a bit unusual often. You don't always, well, Pisceans, 2 fish in different directions. Sometimes you find Pisces in very mundane jobs. They just work a job that is regular and very mundane, fairly undemanding of their energy, because Piscean energy, you're like a sponge and you collect all the energy off other people. And sometimes Pisceans' lives are so weird that they think, at least in the arena of my job, I'm going to be normal and predictable. I'm going to keep it this way. I'm just going to keep it, and it never is for a Pisces, because it will all just spill out over the lines anyway. But you're going to give it a good go. You're like, I'm going to just keep this conventional. I'm going to have a conventional working life, and the rest of my life can just be, like some kind of cosmic jumble sale. But many Pisceans, especially as they get sort of through their 20s, and they get to be more autonomous, because Pisces is a sign that matures. Hopefully we mature. You start realizing that you need to do something you love, or at least something that's meaningful. And sometimes that's on the side of your day job, and sometimes it becomes your profession. Okay, you'll find on YouTube many of the tarot readers are Piscean, like a disproportionate amount. And we have the 8 of Pentacles with the 8 of Wands. Check out the tash. Now that, my friends, is a fine 70s tash. Okay. 8 of Pentacles, Sun in Virgo. It's our opposite sign. Virgo, the sign of service, the sign of turning up on time, the sign of knowing your way around a spreadsheet. There is something here about how things are working for us. That's what the eclipses are going to tip up and look at for us. But I feel it's going to be quite positive, because it's going to call into question relationships, love, everything, where you live, family, the lot. And I like it. It's going forward with the 8s. That's what I'm saying. Mercury retrograde, although it's retrograding, and I think Neptune is in retrograde too, for us, there seems to be a real shift in momentum. The Death card, the only major arcana on the tarot. No, the Death and the World. Go big or go home, Pisces. Death and the World. New cycle, like big time new cycle. 10 of Swords or something, yeah. That's like a local closing of a cycle. The World, where there is an end, there is a beginning. In my end is the beginning. T.S. Eliot, very Piscean type statement. With the Death card, Scorpio. We had a full moon in Scorpio. I can't remember when it was now. It wasn't very long ago, was it? Anyway, whenever it was, have a look, Google it. It just feels good to me, that Death card. It feels like a real transition. For those of you in relationships, about relationship, could be dealing with an earth sign, could be dealing with a fellow water sign, or to be honest, you could be dealing with a fire sign. I don't know. It's all on the table here. But Six of Cups. Now, if we've got Mercury retrograde knocking around, which we have, and we've got the Six of Cups knocking around, that can be hearing from old love. Eight of Wands, communication. For me, it's usually electronic. Don't know why, it just is. So email, I mean, that's how people communicate anyway now, really, but it just is particularly that way. So in other words, if it was someone you had met online, yes. Maybe you were chatting to someone online ages ago and they just pop up again, or Facebook message, or text, or WhatsApp, or whatever the zillions of ways of communicating we have. Six of Cups, the karmic love card, the card of the ex. Four of Wands, 1111, the twin flame card. If this is a go around, if it is someone you've met previously, there were reasons why you couldn't get it together. Five of Wands. And the Five of Wands is things standing in your way that are not massive. They're not kind of enormous obstacles. But it could be if the person, I don't know, was just about to go away for 6 months on a work thing abroad. Or they weren't divorced yet. Or one of their parents was ill. Or whatever it was. It's an obstacles card. Okay? Nine of Cups, the emotional wish card. When we come into eclipse season, Pisces, it begs the question to us, what do you really want? And sometimes the universe does that by bringing things in, which is what I think is coming in for Pisces, because you've got the 2 8s. And sometimes it does that by taking them away. To trigger. What do you want? What will you fight for? What will you let go? That's what I'm feeling, Pisces. And I like it because the Death card energy, the Scorpionic energy, it's a fellow water sign, but it has Mars and Pluto, and it's really, it makes that shy Piscean fishy go deep. You know, we can be shallow, can't we, Pisces? We like a bit of fluff. We like, because Pisces is an old soul and you've absorbed a lot of woe, you know, a lot of woe. You've seen the light side and you've pretty much seen the dark side. Most Piscean children are like that. You think, wow, you're an old soul. Sometimes, you know, we like to keep it surface and fluffy. That's what I mean about keeping sometimes a very uninvolved occupation. You think, I don't want to get my hands dirty with all these people. I just want to be cool, like the Fonz 100 years ago, and preserve my sanity, quite honestly. But when Scorpio gives us a nudge, which Scorpio does sometimes, and of course all of us have different aspects of all of the wheel, the zodiac wheel in our charts, and experience aspects of it. When Scorpio comes into play, it says, yeah, all right, fishy, but you need to go deep this time, just for a bit. That's what July is like. We're not going to be swimming in the shallows, but it's good because there's rewards. King of Pentacles, probably an earth sign or someone who is reliable. And the message that I just got is that might be frightening. That might be frightening. This person might be consistent. They might back up what they're saying with action. They might do exactly what they say they're going to do, and that might be frightening. How weird is that? For others of us, it could be a Scorpio coming back into our lives or a deep returning love. I'm going to look at that in the extended reading. I'm going to do some clarifiers on those cards. The big question, which is not going to happen in July, it's going to be raised to do with love and to do with work, is that question of what do you want to keep, what do you want to let go, and what are you willing to fight for, Pisces? Okay. You know, Pisces, we are lovers, not fighters, but when the eclipses come, we all tool up in some way. Chuck Spezzano love cards. Wowzers. Do subscribe to the channel, by the way, if you haven't already. Hit the wiggly bell, then you'll hear about new pick a card readings. Sorry, one of our love cards was like, ooh, shucks. I'm like, for shame. Orgasm. Pisces. I told you, didn't I? Hey up. We'll have a look at that one in the extended as well. Happiness. This is nice. That's a grace card, okay? That's what I'm saying about King of Pentacles. Yeah, it could be that good. Ooh, I've come all of a fluster, as the actress said to the bishop. And luck. That's blind luck. Stumbling on love. Single or coupled. It's quite good reading, actually, Pisces. And I know that those of you that have been watching me for a while will know why I say that with a bit of surprise. Like, it's quite good. It's not bad, not too shabby for us. Oof. Oh, Pisces. Oh, that's lovely. Okay, so these oracle cards are Wisdom of the Oracle by Colette Baron Reid. So they're not love cards. They only have 2 love cards. And we've scored one of them, and we never do, Pisces. Oh, I like this. Oh, okay. Soulmates. Do you know, there's nothing, this sounds really silly, there's nothing more romantic than penguins. Did you see that programme? It's heartbreaking, and Pisceans often find heartbreaking things difficult, and I have to say, I did have to turn it off, but for a while, on penguins, it was a documentary, and the way they shuffle round, but just the way they look after their young together and how they pair is so Pisceanly romantic, okay? You may get what you want, Pisces. I know. You're like, really? Really? Okay, 9 of Cups, 6 of Cups. There is something of a childlike quality about it. For some of you, it's from the past. Literally, it's coming in. For others of you, it's a step up of commitment. For others of you, it's to do with actually doing something for a living that you love. Soulmates. Pisces, this is great. I love this for you. And just in case you're going, yeah, trust. Oh, Pisces, if you want to join me, I'm going over to the extended now. I'm going to keep these cards on the table. The link is in the description box. If not, take this to the bank. Okay, my fellow fishies, and check out the dailies and the pick of cards, and I'll see you soon. Namaste.